Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night, whatever time of day it is for you. I hope it is wonderful. I'm Whitney and I do 20-minute makeup looks, and this is my second attempt for today. So you may notice that I am posting 2 videos, mostly because I just absolutely freaking hated the first one. Like when I got down to my desk and got on camera, it was awful. I was like, this is not good. We're doing this again. So here we are. I washed it all off. We're fresh and clean and freshly moisturized. Putting on a little of the Juvia's Place I Prime Primer in color 1, or shade 1 as they call it. Take this little brush here. I did not get enough over there. I don't like this brush for this. I need a different brush. I don't like it. Figure something out. I need to dig in my giant pile of brushes that I have and figure it out. Come on, squeeze a little bit out. Not too much. There we go. A little boop, boop. Do another little boop, boop over there. Okay. Doing not enough to doing way too much. Anyways, yeah, I hated it. I also forgot to do my brows, so it just looked crooked, and by the time like I realized how much I hated it, even doing my brows would not have saved it. So we are just starting fresh and so clean and gonna make it work this way. Okay, so we're prepped with a nice whitish primer. Let's look in here. I just feel like this is a normal green color, but none of my eyeshadows really match it very well, and it's super annoying. Like, I'm wildly annoyed right now at how poorly I am able to find. That's not bad. Okay, now we have some more options. So I used some Juvia stuff in my first video, which I love. I love those eyeshadows, but they just did not work. So I got the 35B from Morphe. I just don't think those are right either. This is annoying. Like, I'm going to start with this. I may regret it. I'm going to, if I can find my green brush from earlier, I'm going to use this little towel to whack off excess. And we're just going to, actually going to start with this lighter green. This is from the ColourPop High Society palette. Start with this one down here. A couple tippy taps. And brush that through. Earlier makeup I did in about 12-13 minutes, and maybe that's why I just didn't take enough time. I now have a little less time to finish getting ready than I did, but it is what it is. I could not spend my whole day looking like that. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's a little better. Maybe it's just too much green. Maybe I'm just taking it too far. All right, I'm gonna grab some, because that's just not, I'm gonna grab some of this bright green. This is from the Nikita palette from Morphe. A couple of tip taps. It's not much different than the green I just used. I'm gonna just dab into this really dark green here. Actually, I'm gonna use the one above it that's like a little less dark. Just to kind of work this outer corner. I don't know what's happening. This is a little bit better. It's not like perfect, but it's better. All right, I got a big fuzzy on my brush. Now the question is, do I do shimmery green or do I do gold? I'm going to do the gold, but I'm going to use the gold out of this 35B because it's like the perfect gold. It's so pretty. I remember like literally within days of buying this palette. So I flew to California to visit a friend and she took me shopping. And we visited the Morphe store in California, somewhere, I don't remember where. And I bought this palette because I had seen it on like YouTube at the time, was what was where I was getting most of my makeup content. And I had been dying to get this palette, but I am really insistent for the most part on seeing makeup in real life before I'll buy it, at least the first time for a brand, because I don't want to order something and then get it and then hate it and like not be able to return it or have to pay a bunch of money to ship it back. So I really wanted to like see some Morphe before I bought it. And I was so happy to get into that Morphe store, and it was like amazing. That's the only thing I bought was that 35B, and it is still like probably my #1 favorite palette. I love this palette. The colors in it are incredible. The formula that Morphe was using at the time is just incredible. Anyways, we then went on a little cruise. It was my first. It was so much fun. She was the perfect person to go on a cruise with. And when we had like the captain's dinner, we decided to go all out for it. So I wore a really slinky gold dress. I think it was like one-shouldered, if I remember correctly. And I had a like super blunt bob with like blunt bangs. It was very Cleopatra-y. So I did like a black winged eye with just like this super heavy shiny gold to match the dress. And it was incredible. I don't think as an adult I've ever looked that good. I looked better that night than I did on my wedding night. Or at my wedding. Anyways, so I love this palette and I will always have good associations with it. You're the best, 35B from Morphe. Anyways, that's that fun story. Just getting our Fireworks mascara from Maybelline applied here. I am still just a little bit sick. If you watched videos from last week, know that one day I had full-on laryngitis. Actually, like 2 days I had full-on laryngitis, and it got better, it got worse. It was one of those things. Still got quite a sore throat. A lot of congestion though, so working on it, working on getting better. Okay, I'm just going to use this Maybelline Tattoo Studio pencil in medium brown because it was the first one I grabbed. I do love this as a brow pencil. It's super soft. I don't have to hardly apply any pressure to get color transfer. And it gives me the dark brows that I like. I like a little bolder brow. I don't do anything to mine other than this. There's no plucking or threading or tinting or tattooing or anything. I have two. They're a reasonable shape, but they are very light, so I like to darken them up a little bit because that's what I like right now. And when I don't like that, I can stop doing it. Hooray! And I don't have to wait for them to grow out. So, it's a win-win for me. All right, I am going to grab some of my remaining Morphe Filter Effect Concealer. I really need to replenish this. I have gift cards to Ulta in my purse that I bought. Get my fuel points at the grocery store. I just have to find time to get to Ulta with no kids. Because even though I may not be able to enjoy the craft shopping experience, which I talked about earlier in my last video, I am not going to ruin a trip to Ulta by chasing little kids around. Not going to do it. That's my mom's space. It's my happy place. Okay. Oh, this is so much better. Like, if you watched that last video, you cannot argue with me that this is, like, not so much better. Wow. Excuse me. Okay, let's do some under. I've got that same pencil brush that I used earlier. I'm gonna start with the bright green from the Nikita palette that we used. Just to lay a little base here. And then I'm going to switch over to the 35B, and I'm going to jump into that second darkest green. And just do this. Oh my god, it's wildly better. I mean, honestly, I think it's probably just the brows that really fixed it, but it's so much better. Also, my blush was just way too much. I used the Juvia's blush, which I love, but it did not work for me today. Why are we stuck here? My drawer won't open. There we go. I got my powder for later. For blush, I think I'm going to switch over to this Tarte Amazonian Clay. This big fluffy brush. Look a little more natural today because green eyeshadow is super natural. Not my point. Okay. We're going to continue to use the Matte Poreless Fit Me Foundation to powder and set everything. Okay, God, that is so much better. Oh, woof. Everybody go back and leave comments on that last video about how terrible that look is. Stop me before I start. If you have a time machine, please go back. Make this a priority to stop me from doing that makeup. All right, just putting some things away here because we still did a really quick look today. Okay, we need lips. I did a light lip earlier. I'm going to switch it up. I'm still going to use one of these Pat McGrath minis. This is Executive Realness. Yes, yes. Oh, except now I wish I would have done the lighter one. Although this is still like wildly better than the last look. So here's the green and gold. Let's turn the light off. Oh my god, it is so much better. Oh, okay, so that's it for today. One more with the lights on. I still might wipe the lipstick off. It feels too dark, but we're going to let it rock for now. All right, so thank you if you watched both. If you didn't, I'm glad you saw this one, not the last one. Not good. Have a beautiful day. Happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.